All right, welcome back to this like prep for calc. I'm still not certain I'm gonna take calc and I might take trig next semester. It's a debate that still goes in my mind. However, I'm gonna do the Alex stuff and do the prep I need to do as of now. See how much I can prepare for this. That all being said, I think I'm gonna start with this before I do the Alex like units. I actually think I can figure out the unit circle on my own. At least a lot of this stuff I can reason through, and so I'm gonna start with that, and then I'll be back to recall what I learned, or could at least think through, and then potentially check in a little bit. All right, guys, we figured it out. I never learned this properly, but I think I did now. So this is why the 30, 60, 90 and the 45, 45 triangle are so important, because it's the unit square, or not unit square, unit circle. So this unit circle, it's radius of 1. So wherever you draw the hypotenuse is going to be 1. And essentially, it's almost always asking for either 0, 90, 180, 270, or 360, or something that's like a multiple of 90, or something that's a multiple of 45, multiple of 30, or multiple of 60. And so you can use these 45, 45, 90 triangles, 45, 45, 90 with the knowledge that the hypotenuse is 1. Draw it out and then connect it down with the x-axis. Yeah, x-axis. And so that's going to be 1. And then this will be radical 2 over 2, because this is how it typically is. The proportions, x and x and x times radical 2. And then 30, 60, 90. X is the smallest, 2x is the hypotenuse, and then x times radical 3. Knowing that, it's going to produce in the unit circle radical 2, or radical 3 over 2 for the long side, 1/2 for the short side, and then 1 for the hypotenuse. And then basically it's going to be like this. Any point on the unit circle is going to be describing this cosine comma sine. So for these that don't actually have triangles, -1, 0. -1 is actually going to be the cosine, 0 is going to be the sine, because look, for example, when you're drawing the triangles in here, the cosine is going to be the x-axis, so it's going to be the x value. So I think that's fine now. I'm going to jump into Alex and actually do a lesson or two, because I think I got the unit circle pretty good on my own conceptually. So talk to you in a bit. All right, I started working with Alex. Took me a few minutes to figure out how to log in, then a few more minutes to figure out the interface. So tomorrow I'll actually work on trig specific stuff, because that's my weakest slice of the pie, but I thought I had to start with the real numbers, because that's when I click start, I didn't know how to interface with it yet. So this is a problem that I missed on the quiz somehow, proportions. The only thing I missed in real numbers. I don't know why, I just couldn't think of how to do it, and I kind of just threw the answer out at the end, because I didn't want to spend too much time yesterday taking that test. Basically, it's saying there's this many parts to this many parts, a ratio. How many parts do you need of A or B to make this much total? And I was trying to do like part to part relationships, but what I really need to do is if it says there's, 5 parts to 8 parts, then I would say, and we need to find out how many of these, the A, for the total of 100, or how many of the B. If it's for A, we'll say there's 5 parts of A over 13 total pieces. And then railroad method that for unit conversion. And then this needs to be over here, the 100 parts. So yesterday it said like, okay, it said part A is 50% dilution, and part B is 80% dilution. how many liters do we need to use total? Or what's the ratio to make the total part of having 70% with 100 liters total? See, now this is more difficult than these. So we have 50% dilution, 80% dilution. We want a 70% total with 100 liters. Huh. This one I don't think is a railroad track, is it? It's both the same thing. They're both the same type of thing. Wouldn't it just be x times 0.5 plus y times 0.8 equals 70? And x plus y equals 100? Why did this not work yesterday? 0.5x plus 0.8y equals 70, which is 0.7 times 100. X plus y equals 100. And then we can get rid of, say the x is using elimination, negative 0.5. Okay. So 0.5x is 0.8 y equals 70. Negative 0.5x, negative 0.5y equals negative 50. Get rid of that. 0.3 y equals 20. Y equals 20 over 3. That doesn't seem like it's gonna be right. Might be though. X equals what? $280 over 3. Y equals 20 over 3. Gosh dang it. That's not right. Why is this not right? Of course it's not right, but why? Oh, because it's not divided by 0.3, it's divided by 0.03, damn it. Okay. Which is really like saying 20 times 1 over 0.3. 20 over 0.3. Just round to 2 decimals. Y equals 66.67 liters. Then X has got to be equal to 33.33 liters. Does that actually work out? That times 0.5 plus 66.6666 times 0.8. Let's just ask ChatGPT to finalize. I don't know how I missed this yesterday then. Okay. Part A is 50% diluted. Part B is 80% diluted. How many liters of each part do we need to get a 70% diluted 100 liters? Yeah, we got it right. I don't know why I missed this yesterday. That's a different question than the other ones. All right, anyway, proportions, I think we've got them down. I don't know how I missed it yesterday, but we did. I'll be back tomorrow for more trig-based stuff for Alex and prep for calc, so talk to you tomorrow. See you.